Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about how to use an R help file. Let's go ahead and make a new script. And let's think about the goals of today. We want to look at R help files. We want to look at what the input arguments are. We want to figure out what the defaults are. Excuse me. And we want to look at where we can find reproducible examples. We're going to do this in 3 minutes. So today we're going to use the function quantile. So if I had a vector that went from 1 to 10, and I want to know what the median of that was, I could use the function quantile. But let's learn a little bit more about the function. So for every R function, there is a help file, which we can access by saying $quantile. And so here at the top left is the function name, quantile. Next to that is the package stats. So we can confirm that quantile is in stats, like that. And we see that it does exist. Here's the name and a generic description about what it does. Under here is important is the usage. It shows you what the required arguments are, as well as what the defaults are for the non-required arguments. So as you can see, there's only one required argument, which is called x. So if I have my vector again of y, and I want to look at the quantiles of those using the default probabilities, I can just say quantile x equals y. If I want to specify my own quantiles, like I did before, I can say probs equals 0.5, specifying this argument here. If we look under the arguments section, each of those are described. So x is a numeric vector whose samples quantiles are warranted. That's y in our case. And probs is the numeric vector of probabilities between 0 and 1, since it's a probability, which is 0.5 in our case. Then we have a bunch of default set arguments that are not necessary to implement every time. We see here that na.remove is false. If we did have NAs, would we want to include them or not include them? And you can see that the default here corresponds to the explanation here. Now critically, all help files should have a sample quantiles title, should have a title here, should have the usage, their arguments, and at the bottom, they should have reproducible examples. This is the most important part. Whenever you encounter a new function in R, always check the help file for reproducible examples so you can understand how it works. You should be able to copy from here in the help file and paste, and you should be able to see how that works here in the screen. So again, here, copy, paste, and now you see that quantile of some normal deviate is being taken here, and it gives you the values. This is extremely helpful if we're looking at new functions. So here we are taking the mean. Again, examples are at the bottom. If we want to take the sum, any set of functions that we need should have the bottom, examples in the bottom. So going back to the mean, we have the same description. We have one required argument, and those arguments are described here. I hope that's been illuminating. So today we looked at R help files. We looked at the input arguments, where to find their defaults, and where to find examples. I hope we did that in 3 minutes. Thank you very much.